99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome to the Big Hard Facts. It's 3 minutes gone past the 5 o'clock hour. I did promise we're going to be talking about the housing crisis and, of course, the ongoing demolitions across Lagos State. It didn't start today, but then Lagos is becoming a city where shelter is no longer a basic guarantee, but a luxury in recent weeks. Homes have been demolished in places like Tafakunde and Makoko, one of the largest fishing settlements in West Africa, displacing families who had nowhere else to go. Government says it's urban renewal and environmental safety, but here's the problem. People are being removed without clear, affordable alternatives. At least at the same time, rents across Lagos State have more than doubled in the past few years. Wages are stagnant, and more residents are being forced off the island to the mainland just to survive. Even the mainland is fast becoming like the island. And so today we ask a simple but very uncomfortable question. In a city of over 20 million people, where do the ordinary Lagosians live? My guest is a former governorship candidate for the Labour Party. He's now a member of the ADC. Gbadebo Rhodes Vivour joins us live in the studio. It's so good to have you join us. Happy New Year. We haven't seen this year, right?
No, we haven't.
Happy New Year. I feel like you're always here. So anyway, so my question stands really. Every single year, we do that thing where we move people. We just keep moving. But where are we moving them to? Where does the average... I was just telling you a few minutes ago that it's like I'm going to relocate to maybe somewhere in K2 because that's where I can afford. I mean, and that's for those who can still afford. What about those who cannot afford? We've seen a sharp increase in the number of people who are rough sleeping these days. They just sleep on the roadside because it's not like they're crazy people, but they just have nowhere to go.
It is the indictment of this government and the gross failure of this government, because it shows itself to consistently only prioritize profit at the expense of the quality of life of its people. Now, if we were in a country where the majority of people were wealthy or rich, you might be able to wrap your head around why a government would behave so callously. But when you find statistics, I saw today, I was reading that less than 2 to 3% of Nigerians, and I'm not talking about Lagosians, Nigerians earn over 100,000 a month, right? And then in Lagos, you find, even if you just think about it, let's just start from the island. To get a decent 2-bedroom apartment now, you're looking at between 6 to 8 million.
Oh yes, no, 2-bedroom. You can't get 6 million.
Let's even be very conservative.
Okay,
let's be very conservative.
Because a 1-bedroom apartment costs about 4 to 6 million.
Exactly. So let's say 6 to 8 million. Let's use 8 million.
Yeah.
Right. To achieve that, you need to at least earn over 500,000 a month. Actually, no. You need to earn 1 million a month, so that at the end of the year you've earned 12 million. Now, out of that 12 million, you're going to take about 60-70% of your salary for just your accommodation. You still have to eat, you have to pay for transport, you have to pay children's school fees, right? So technically, for you to live well, you need to at least be earning 17 to 18 million a year. Now, how many people earn that kind of salary? How many people earn over $1 million naira a month? That if you're earning over $1 million naira a month, you're in the top 1% or 1% in this country. And you find that because our productivity has not really increased, the amount of jobs being created is not increasing, the economy in itself is not growing based on productivity, you find that incomes have generally stayed stagnant, whilst rent prices are doubling. Because at a point, I remember just after the elections, when everything was in free fall, currency, they took away subsidy, landlords and people that were selling housing were just benchmarking their house to the dollar. So it doesn't matter what the reality in Nigeria is. It's just the dollar is saying this, so the value of my property is saying that. And it's terrible. Now, in the midst of all of this, you find a government that has become so proud to be a demolition government. That's what they are. They're a demolition government. They are so quick to demolish. I mean, 2024, it was all about you built around waterways, you built close to a canal. They were just going crazy, just demolishing buildings. And the pushback was, but where were you when these buildings were coming up? What? Because I know, I'm in the construction industry. I know that even if you are in the most remote place, government will pay you a visit once you start laying foundation. Anywhere you are in this country, they will find you. So how did this get to roof level and you did not know? Now you just come there, you destroy. You're not trying to find a solution around it. Okay. Then we now start seeing all the destruction and start feeling Makoko was one. I talked about this during 2020 debates. I said these people are going to Sanfil Makoko and move all these people. And you know what's going to happen? The flooding that's going to start happening on Lagos mainland. People will say when it starts that it's climate change, is God, whatever they say. So there's that. Now you saw what happened in Oro. That is now the water. I think that is under the charge of Mr. Alibioshu. I think that's the waterfront. They've destroyed, chased all those people away. Now you see what's going on in Jakonde, Lasso. Just this wanton desire to destroy. When you are destroying something that Laji Jakonde had the vision to build and actually be able to accommodate, like you said, ordinary Nigerians. Right? What are you doing to accommodate ordinary Nigerians? What are the price points you are charging for your so-called affordable housing that you are developing? Is it a crime? Is it a sin to be poor in Lagos? Is it a sin to be poor? Because the work of government is to create a social safety net. It's not to make money. That is the madness that I've seen this government. They take so much pride in IGR. IGR, look at us. We've raised this IGR. That's great. But we did not hire you to raise IGR. We hired you to make the lives of Lagosians better. Now, if you constantly, like now, that last place, people have documents for their housing. They're telling them that they're going to give them 11 million naira for a 3-bedroom in that area. 11 million naira is barely just covering, with all the charges and everything, rent of a flat for 1 year in that area. And that's what they're going to do. So they're literally turning landlords into homeless people overnight. And you cannot say it's not an authorized construction. On the last LASBCA website, they said they're going to destroy shanties. That's fine. You can destroy shanties. But you are literally bringing down entire buildings. You say that they're looking bad. Okay, why can't you paint it? Why can't you maintain it? There must be a plan for people.
But do you not think that the Lagos state government has a plan?
What is their plan?
Because, for example, when I was having this conversation last week with my colleagues, I grew up in a low-cost housing that was built by government. So where I come from, we have federal housing and we have state housing.
Yes.
And they were all in the middle of the city because of where the ministries were located, obviously. But now we literally don't find those things anymore. And we now see more and more developers building luxury. In fact, everything is luxury apartments, especially here in Lagos and maybe in Abuja. Well, as someone you're an architect, aren't you? What do you think is responsible for this wave? Because I guess the government is also keying into that wave as opposed to low-cost housing.
It is a misprioritization and a confusion about responsibility of government. Like I said, government is supposed to be like the gardener that's tending and making sure everybody is growing well, regardless of your state of income. And I tell people this. The most affluent neighborhoods in England, most affluent neighborhoods across in the developed world, you must put in and plan for affordable housing. Mayor Mandani, the new mayor of New York, his entire run was based on government ensuring that accommodation is kept at a low price for New Yorkers to be able to afford
because New York is crazy.
Yeah. And so they are freezing rents. They're ensuring that government-owned properties are accessible to people. It's not being privatized and all of that. That is what a government is supposed to do. The private sector can take care of the private sector. The rich can take care of the rich when you really think about it. Who is going to take care of the woman that is going to the market selling pure water? and she does not have a shelter, and her son cannot get quality education. You are literally creating problems that your society is going to have to deal with 10, 15 years down the road. Lekki now has more street boys almost comparing to Mushi. Because it's not that they are bad people. It's not that they want to hang out on the road. I mean, when I went to Lason, all those boys that are now street boys, they once had accommodation. It's been destroyed right in front of them. Right? So there must be a plan. Government cannot just be focused on how they make money. Equal Atlantic of the world. How they are going to take this Ilason, give it to private developer who now do more luxury housing. No. Private developers can do that and let them pay properly. Because guess what? That land that they are going to get, they're going to pay 11 million for whatever it is. They'll build a structure. Structure will probably invest in times maybe another 100 million or 200 million. Those things will now sell for 600 million, 700 million. So another thing is the greed. And the feeling that the people that are there are just dispensable. They are nobodies, which is why I ask, is it a sin to be poor? Because you feel, okay, they'll go to court, they'll get an injunction. Guess what? You don't obey the injunction. You go ahead and destroy it regardless, right? Why? Because these people don't know people, or they are not powerful, or they are not rich, so, and people need to understand something. You don't wait and look because people are doing things to poor people, and you feel that you are okay. It's not going to affect you. The more they get to it, there are only so many places they can take that belong to poor people. Eventually, this greed is it's an animal that needs to be fed. They will come if in some way or form, right? And we need to stop it, and we need to redefine governance, right? We need to redefine governance, even if you want to do urban renewal, urban regeneration. Go and look at how other countries have done it now. In England, it's council housing, council estates. In Hampstead, one of the poshest neighborhoods in London, there are council estates, council flats. If you're on the benefits, you stay there. You pay a lower amount.
Yes.
Right? They take care of you. So if you are working in that neighborhood, you don't have to go long distance. Now, what's going to happen? All the staff that you need are now going to be forced. They can't find a place to live, or they have to be squatting, or a father is going to be squatting. He cannot see his children throughout the week.
I don't know. I consider you to be on the rich side of life. If you must have a driver, you have a cook, a cleaner, you must have accommodation for them, because most of them don't have where to live anymore. For example, I used to have a driver who one day just showed up and said they demolished his house.
The only sustainable way is to have quarters for everybody.
And can all of us afford houses
No.
that come with boys' quarters?
No. And that's the point. That is the point. It's not just about having staff that's working for you. What is the quality of life of that person? Why is that human being having to wake up at 4 a.m. to get to work for 9 because he cannot afford to live close to where he works? Well, how much time is that human being going to have to spend raising his children? How much time would he even have, or she have? Like, there's a social destruction of our social fabric, and society will pay for it. We will pay for it. It's just people don't think far, And the most heartbreaking thing for me, which really boggled my mind when I went to Lason, some young man, I'll call him a thug, in Lagos State uniform, was threatening to harm me. And you're saying, we'll embarrass you here. And I just stood like, okay, try it now. Go ahead. Now, the issue is
why was that?
No, because I was there. It told me to get away from the site. Yeah! It told me to get out from the site. Then the two people that were next to me, they started beating them mercilessly. But they were threatening that they will harm me. And then they now fired tear gas at me. Now, I looked at this man that was doing this. I'm sorry, forgive me, however this might come up. But, Oga, you are poor.
Oh, that's not fair.
No, it's a fact. The guy is poor. And you're harming other poor people. For somebody who probably lives in Banana Island that's going to get this place and sell it for 700 million that you cannot even afford. This thing that you are doing to these other people is more likely to happen to you than it is to happen to me. I'm just coming to say, I'm lending my voice here. Don't you have any class consciousness? And it's a worry, because you have to start looking at Nigerians. I'm like, we need to do better with the way we think and the way we process ours. Because If you just continue taking the small money that they are giving you and causing harm to people that are like you, eventually that harm will come to you.
Interesting. Let's come back to the Makoko community. I tell you, I've been to Eco Atlantic. It's a beautiful place, but I think water. Every time I go to Sandfield areas, I think Venice. I think about water coming for us. And that's not because I'm a prophet of doom, but the reality. I mean, we've seen just this 2025 how climate change has really reversed a lot of things, including our natural, weather conditions. Let's talk about this Makoko. What would be in a few years to come, what could be the adverse effects of the sand filling of Makoko and some of these other waterfronts in Lagos in a bid to luxurize Lagos? It's not a bad thing. Of course, I guess the Lagos state government has a blueprint of sorts of what they want Lagos to look like as the economic capital of Nigeria. But what are the real deep-seated adverse effects that this could cause? As an architect, obviously, not as a politician.
That's a very good question. Okay. Now, with Makoko, the way it is built allows water to flow, right? So the indigenous intelligence that community, that indigenous community, because it's as old as Lagos itself, it's not a settlement that just came out of nowhere, was that they built intermeshed with nature. So water flows, like Venice, you talked about that, like many parts of Amsterdam. So they build on stilts, so they do not disrupt the flow of water. So that way there's no backing up of water, there's no flooding and all of that. And then they can live in harmony with it. They are fishermen, they move around the water, all of that. They've created a nice ecosystem for themselves. What this government could have seen, what I would have done if I was in position, is look at this indigenous community. How can I modernize it? What sewage systems can I bring to this thing to make sure they are cleaner? What social facilities can I bring here?
That could also be considered gentrification. In fact, some people are saying that you're saying this because you're opposition, that whenever anybody is in government, they find a way to, gentrify things and sell portions to their friends. So you could do the same thing.
Why would I want to do the same thing?
Because you're a politician.
Well, that's you cannot be judging human beings when you are sitting down, people that are buying their way into office, and they now say because that person that paid money to get into office now represents what every politician should be like. That is not good thinking, right? It isn't. Like when you have a system that actually works, when you have a population that's come down to vote properly, when you have a population that does not actually have to fight or be running away when people are coming to beat them or shoot during elections, and that process goes properly, then you can start to say, okay, this is what a politician is. When people are accountable to the people. But that's by the side. Listen, Lagos is big. Lagos is big. I know Lagos has the smallest footprint, but Lagos is also big. And you should see, this big eye that a lot of developers have where they just targeting the person that can bring 700 million, 800 million. A lot of those properties are empty. They're empty. It's just people have not been creative, and the state has allowed for certain things. The state has allowed for you to destroy an indigenous community, sandfill it that could potentially cause flooding on Lagos mainland, and you're going to build luxury buildings because it's close to third mainland, it's easy to get on the island, it's the island extension, so you can command high prices. The state has allowed that because the state is not protecting. If the state was protecting, like for instance in England, there are communities that the buildings are small, but they are listed buildings, and they have grades, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, listed buildings. No matter how valuable that thing is in central London, they're not going to bring it down for any developer. Whoever has been living there is going to continue living there. However, their rent is... Makoko is a community that has existed as long as Lagos has been. That a government to sit down and watch it just be destroyed like that says more about the government than even the private sector, right? Now, if the government is protecting, like for instance, London, the example I just gave you, because this building or this church or whatever it is in central London and is protected, the developer knows he cannot get it. So guess what? He's going to look for other places to develop. Why is everybody wanting to develop on the island? At some point, there should be a plan. We need gardens. We need parks. We need affordable housing.
Do you not think that Lagos does have a plan? I mean, this was the first capital of the country. The second capital of the country. Do you not think Calabar?
I wanted to give you that opportunity to shout that out because a lot of people don't know this history.
Yeah, it's my place.
Yes.
But most importantly, Lagos does have a blueprint. Have we deviated from it?
Have you seen this blueprint?
No, I haven't.
All right.
We've got to go on a break. Gbadebo Rhodes Vivour still with us in the studio. We're talking about the Lagos housing crisis and the ongoing demolitions. Are you a victim? Are you concerned? Let's talk on the other side of the clock. Stay with us.
With information comes power.
We give you more power with information.
99.3
Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hadfact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, get ready! Something new has arrived in Ikoyi. Introducing the brand new Moneyfield head office, now open at number 105 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi. A modern banking space designed just for you. Faster service, smarter banking, and a team committed to helping you grow.
At Moneyfield, we provide a full range of financial solutions to support individuals, SMEs, and growing businesses. Our services include savings and investment products, personal and business loans, virtual accounts, salary and SME loans, cards, USSD, dialing *5684# to transact, and many more.
Visit us today at number 105 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, and experience banking built on trust, innovation, and excellence. Or visit any of our 6 branches in Idumota, Onikan, Trade Fair, Oshodi Shopping Complex, Yaba, and Ijora.
Moneyfield Microfinance Bank. You are in good hands.
Hey there, mums and dads. Did you know that some children are picky eaters and also do not get enough fruits and vegetables from their diet? Well Kid Baby and Infant Syrup is a food supplement from Vitabiotics that contains 14 vitamins and minerals, including vitamin C and zinc, as well as flaxseed oil, which supports brain development and all-round health. Well Kid Baby and Infant Tasty Syrup is for children 3 months to 5 years of age. Give your young ones a good start with Well Kid Baby and Infant from Vitabiotics UK. Available in pharmacies near you.
Paying for insurance is like carrying an umbrella, just in case it rains. But what if it doesn't? With regular insurance, you get nothing if you make no claim. With Noor Takaful Insurance, you might just get cash back for the next day.
There's a Noor way to do ethical insurance. Noor Takaful Insurance, where you win by claims which are paid promptly or win by profit sharing. Visit noortakaful.ng or download the Ra app to get started. Noor Takaful, your win-win partner.
Win from over 80 million naira in cash and exciting prizes in the Golden Hunt promo.
This promo, there's no need for advert anymore.
Because
my mom alone can hunt down any gist. How much more 80 million naira in prizes with the whole family involved?
Naija, let the Golden Hunt begin. Just buy any Golden Morn Golden Hunt 30 gram or 45 gram promo pack. Look inside for a unique code and dial *8011*1# for a chance to win big. Promo ends April 15, 2026. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes, double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star double cubes, made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie double cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Update. Here's the gist. New Good Mama detergent delivers express cleaning and fragrance boosters for extra freshness. All in a fresh new pack made for your upgrade. Try it today.
Good Mama, the washing is fast. Good Mama, my fabric is barely fresh. Good Mama, express cleaning. Good Mama, my laundry reason to smile.
There's a reason she's a good mama. Express cleaning, extra fresh.
Who cares for your skin? Who makes you shine? Who makes you win?
Get ready, Nigeria! Win your share of 3 billion naira in the Nivea Double the Care, Double the Shine promo. Buy a Nivea promo bottle today. Scratch the card on the bottle and dial star 7022 star your unique code #. Follow the prompts to win 1,000 naira instant airtime and an all-expense paid trip to watch Real Madrid in Spain for 10 lucky winners. This offer is valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply. Start scratching. Start winning. Start shining. Nivea is for skin.
No matter where you are, city or out of town, you deserve a great, reliable connection. The Airtel 5G Smart Connect not only delivers that, but also gives you unlimited data to stream, download, and browse in your home or office. It also comes with wider coverage and super fast speed, all for just 25,000 naira. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to start enjoying unlimited data now. Airtel.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star double cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie double cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Stay fixed. The station that talks.
Every time killing. Will the president come to fight again?
Where are the police and everything? Now you're talking about state police.
Now we did wrong.
Atiku rejects call to step down.
Who is the owner of ATC?
EFCC has stated that former governor Yahaya Bello remains innocent.
The way and manner our environment has been configured to call for a great concern.
Historical evidence of this current administration. There's a trust issue.
What Riley Moore said was that America will not stand.
I like what Trump is doing. He's just like God raising for this. I want to thank you guys, Nigeria Info, at least for allowing us to speak and letting us know what is going on in the country.
All conversation, all day.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts.
Yes, it is, and we're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp 08095975805. We're still live with Gbadebo, Rhodes, Vivour in the studio. We're talking about the housing crisis in Lagos. And of course, the ongoing demolitions, which is also another kettle of fish on its own. But most importantly, we're looking at the post effect of these demolitions and the housing crisis. It's not getting any better. Have you tried to price house lately? Anyway, I also would like to know if you have been a victim of these demolitions. Have you found a place to stay? How easy has it been for you to relocate or to find a new place to stay? Like I said, since 2023, if I'm not mistaken, we've seen a rise in rough sleeping. More and more people not having homes, sleeping in their cars, sleeping in their shops, some of them just sleeping out in the open, especially if you live in Lekki and you use the Drosimieti stretch. You'd see a lot of people just lying on that. I mean, every time I see them when I go for a walk or I go on the run, you'd see them. If you live in Ikate, the Nikon Town stretch, the street by the side of Nikon Town, Salem, all of that stretch, people sleep on the road, sleep in their cars, just sleep on the sidewalks. And I'm sure that this is the case in several other places. How do we salvage the situation? And if you were in the shoes of the government, what would you do better? I mean, because the deed has been already done. As we speak, there are more and more people who are homeless, who cannot afford homes. And bachelors used to be the go-to thing, but those also have gone. So How do we urbanize Lagos and also still make sure that we do not make people homeless?
I don't think you say, that question. How do we urbanize Lagos? I don't think urbanization is at the detriment or the exclusion of the majority of your people, because the majority of people in Lagos are poor. Let's be factual about this. You might want to build Dubai, but Dubai has very rich people, and
Dubai also has affordable housing.
Yes,
in the downtown district.
Exactly, and the Emiratis, they don't have to work, but we don't have. That's not our current situation. Nigeria is very hard. Nigeria is very expensive, and it's gotten way more expensive. Things are very, very difficult for most people, most families right now. Now is not the time to be making people homeless. It's a reflection of the lack of empathy of government, right? Surely, if the president believes that the economy is going to pick up and everything is going to be great, they could have pushed this further back when the economy will be better. But you see that there's so much suffering and so much hardship, and you just gone on demolition spree since 2024. It's a demolition government, like they're demolition happy. But your question, what should I do different? In my planning, whether it's urban regeneration, the first focus will be on accessible, affordable housing by building new housing stock. Then by looking at buildings that have been abandoned and not finished.
Oh, we have so many in the middle of Lagos.
Exactly.
In the middle.
I know.
Lagos Island, Ikoyi, we have so many of them.
I know. Sign a lease, a long lease with the owner of that thing, 5-10 years, and then just do temporary fittings that allows for that place to host people. It allows for that place to be a place that people can live, can accommodate people, right? So there are a lot of creative ways to quickly provide housing stock. And then the question then will be, okay, so how do you create a criteria for people that can live there or people that want to live there? Is it by recommendation, right? Is it by you, okay, we're going to provide you housing, but this is the kind of work that we'll need you to do for the state, right? We need a full dock patrol that is going to making sure that our drainage systems are all clean and, you know, they're not filled with debris and all that. We need to train construction workers to be able to build coverings for our gutters. There are so many things we need. Okay, can payment be in terms of accommodation? You do this for 4 or 5 hours every day, and then you can go and do whatever you want to do with the rest of your day. I mean, the idea, and this is just this is not in my manifesto. I'm just saying, if your focus is the welfare and well-being of your people, you would then start to think creatively.
Mm-hmm.
But what we find is the government is just fully focused on how they can maximize money for themselves and their cronies. So they are displacing the less privileged or the poor and giving those lands. And you know, Land Use Act says that government can take land, but it must be for the bigger public interest. Public. You will find that all of these things, from the demolition of Makoko to this Elason, Jakonde to Oworo, there's nothing public about any of these things. These are just private interests.
Well, that remains to be seen.
And we'll see it now. You can only hide a pregnancy for so long.
It remains to be seen. Lagos, the phone lines are open. Let's talk. 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. Gbadebo is in the studio with us. You have questions, you have comments, you have a real life experience. Let's go. 60 seconds is all you have. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening, Princess Maryann Okon.
Welcome.
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Go ahead.
My greetings to your guests.
Okay.
There is a housing Lagos State government have been developing around the Jora area. They displaced that community, remove everybody there. They have been developing it now for close to 6 to 8 years. They've not finished it. It is not modern. So why are they removing people? And look, if you look at that place, the flats they built there, it will be difficult for some high-class people to come and live there because it's close to railway train and it's too exposed. I don't think some of them will want to come and live there. I don't understand why these people prioritize demolition than organization. They are taking everybody's landed property, keep demolition and keep giving it to their cronies. Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Pastor Ladipo, for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Oh, I'm so sorry. Please call us back. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Oh dear. Good afternoon.
Jonathan is my name.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Now, 2013, Miriam, my house was demolished along Lagos-Badagry Expressway. Myself and some of us, as a matter of fact, one of our members died last month. We just gathered money to bury in Kogi State, who left Lagos after all the suffering. We got a suit anyway. We have gotten to Supreme Court. We are on it. We are not giving up. In 2013, we have gotten to Supreme Court. And there is something happening right now that at the right time, I will speak. I won't say anything for now, but the judgment is with us. The point is this. I'll just tell everybody listening, if you need to build house in Lagos, do your checks very well. Before you build house, check if it's government land. And just like Bible said, in the court, when we are in the high court, the judge read 4 hours judgment that there was there. And he said it must be in public interest. That is what the law says. And they did otherwise. So we are in court. The point is this. Lagos State should be very careful. Anybody who they have demolished is out, please seek a lawyer and get a lawsuit and take them to court. It's as simple as that. And sue them for violation of your rights.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann. Good evening to you and your guest.
Yes, good evening.
So, over the years, we've been having this back and forth over demolitions, and I just wonder why we've not gotten it right, especially the government in this area. If there is a document, then there will indeed be a settlement. This is what you get where square pegs are in round holes are ruling a country with no hindsight or plan to better the lot of the average citizen in Nigeria. If Lagos State has a blueprint, like you rightly said, and governance is continuous, as it ought to be, how come after administration, they will always turn a blind eye when buildings are erected, like the Makoko community, when they are fully settled, and they will still go there and harness votes. Yet, when it comes to demolition, you will not even think of catering to the needs of these poorly average people. It's disheartening and it's appalling. It's a shame, honestly.
Thank you for calling. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
And good evening to your guest. Benjamin Chidebere is my name. I'm calling from Ikoyi here.
Go ahead, Benjamin.
It's just a pity that we keep on hearing about demolition without settlement. My sister, my in-law, was involved at Oworo. I just pity for those people at Oworo there. They are demolishing house without compensating some certain people. They have their people they are compensating if they are doing so. When they go for the compensation, they give them one excuse or the other. Now, my question is this. Why are they keep on demolishing without making an arrangement or giving some people notice? They are demolishing without giving some people notice. Because they are owner of the courts, they are the owner of everything here. So that's why some people are dying silently for this our country here. Go, I pity for those people at Oworo. Some people are sleeping outside up to today. But before you know it, they go there with the army. The army, the first people they are using there, they are the one who will sell the properties of some people. That's what is happening at Oworo. I said my in-law was involved. Before you know it, without notice, they've already paraded themselves. Some of their even freezers, they sold them before they get to that place.
Okay.
It's just a pity. If the one there, our guests there with you now, if what some of them they practice, they doesn't practice what they said. They practice maybe when you get to that place now, we play ignorance of whatever you have said here. Please let them have a change of mind and pity for some people. Thank you.
All right. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Obi calling from Ikeja.
Go ahead, Obi.
I'm a developer. There's one thing that is happening now, Alpha Beach. Even this is not I don't know how Lasso is. This is a well-developed state that is well organized. Where Zenith Bank is building a university around there. this is not a what do you call it? It's not a bad place. Well organized place with high rise and everything. But they just wrote us letter to have some developments. They just wrote letter that they want to take 150 meters from reach the coastal road. And the thing was never there. It's never. We have good documents. We have everything. Although we're taking it up, we are not going to lie. We're not going to let it lie low. Alpha Beach 150 meters from the coastal road, which was not in the plan of this coastal road. They just decided this. But this is not the. This is a very well developed area with housing estates and everything. So I don't know how they're going to over 3,000 buildings, over 3,000 or 4,000 buildings. How are they going to demolish that for what? You know, this is what we are waiting for them. No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I also saw on social media over the weekend, Gbadebo, that I think, what's it called? Palm something, another estate somewhere is also getting demolished. And this is a properly erected estate. So, again, where's the blueprint? I really want to know what the plan for Lagos looks like, because that way we know where, the no-go areas.
Let's even get into that, because normally my pushback is always, have you seen the blueprint? Now, if there is a blueprint for Lagos, the people of Lagos should be aware of that blueprint. They should have easy access to it. It should be planned out so that if you want to buy land, you can easily check online. You don't have to go to Alausa. What is the government's plan for this place? Who does this place belong to? Who is the last recorded owner of this place? What is the zoning in this area? This should be publicly accessible. These documents should be publicly accessible. That way, people will be able to make more informed decisions. For the situations where government is saying, oh, you built in the wrong place. But again, please, let's bring this back. When Jack Onde built his estate, he was not building in the wrong place, right? This is a situation where government is enabling greed. And government is not protecting the people, which is its main responsibility, right?
But government I'm not holding brief for them,
ahead.
but they have said that what they're doing is in the best interest of Lagosians and also for environmental reasons.
So all the homeless people are not Lagosians. They are Lagosians. So the government must actually develop with them in mind. So for instance, let's say you want to renovate, the word is not renovate, regenerate, right? A huge amount of land. You can build a much more dense development that will be able to house people. So you're building up as opposed to just building down, and then you're getting space, but then creating social amenities in these places. I did the project once in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, and because then in New Orleans it was just bungalows, we decided to go up. But while we went up, there were gardens in the sky. There were amenities. There were gyms. There were places where you could work out. There were libraries. So that even though you're going up, there's still that feeling of that landscape feeling of, we still have gardens. We still have a park. And then the rest of the land, they were trying to, the challenge was flooding, right?
To escape the water.
Exactly. So they were now able to get away from the water. But here, we don't have that challenge, for instance, at Ilason. So that space that you now have, you can now put it up for, renovation with your private partners. And then you can even get taxes from there to also maintain this place, provide free education for these people. There are hospitals where on the top floors for VIPs, they pay a lot of money. But that money then subsidizes the people that cannot afford. So you have a system that is feeding itself, but not constantly just, we're going to build a hospital for only rich people. We're going to build an estate for only rich people. And if you are poor, go and die somewhere. Where are you going to go? Okay, the indigents of Makoko, where are they going to go? These people have been living there before there was a Lagos. Where are they going to go? And it goes back to what you said in relation to, first of all, this money, that land in Lagos will always appreciate. You will not lose anything by making plans for the reaccommodation of human beings. You are still going to have to deal with these people. Like you said, you listed all the places where people are rough sleeping. These are people that eventually, you don't know what they are then open to, being vulnerable in those situations. You're now creating a situation that society will have to deal with, whether it's an increased rate of crime, whether it's you cannot go out with your family or go out with your wife or girlfriend in the evening without dogs harassing you. Your car cannot spoil on the road without people coming to come and in that down situation coming to harass you. And then you look at them and say they are bad. But the state failed them. Why should young men be on the street at that time? You probably find that they don't have anywhere to sleep. So this is why accommodation matters. You look at developed societies and you see that there's a lot of effort put into social services because the cost to society of a child going bad or a child being detrimental to society is significant. If you have tourists that come to Lagos and they're being robbed, they're being harassed, they're not going to come back again. That's a cost to your society, right? So we need a government that focuses on enabling the quality of life of its people and not just looking at a situation where if you cannot afford to live here, then go somewhere else. No, because in every part of Lagos, in every part of society, every class of people must have a place that they can fit in. That's when you know they have done quality urban design. That's when you know you are building a proper society. And that's when you know you are governing right.
Someone here on WhatsApp says, good evening, Maryann. By the way, our diaspora callers are allowed to call in. Yes, I see a few calls here. If you're listening to us from outside of the country, call 08095975805. This one says, good evening, my name is Olalekon. There is a building at Onala near Adeniji, Adele, Lagos.
Adele.
Oh, Adele. Sorry, my Yoruba is terrible.
Adele.
He says it was built during Fashola's tenure, opposite Fashola's family house. The building is very tall. Nobody is living in that building till now. And this is a community that has lots of homeless people.
And that's what I was saying. Creatively, if a government says, you know what, we need to reduce the number of homeless people. First of all, declare a state of emergency in terms of housing. Look at all the uncompleted buildings. Find the landlords, find the owners. Okay, why have you not been able to complete this building? Okay, when do you think you might be able to complete this building? Okay, can we lease this building in between that time? How much can we pay? And then do it up. Do it up. There are ways that you can finish buildings where you're not building with marble or anything, but it can accommodate people. You can live in it. Do that all across Lagos. Solve that crisis first. Register these people. These people cannot be unknown people. These people are known by the state, right? Engage them in a certain way that is relevant to that particular
I'm sure that there's several people who may not be high on the highest level of civil service that would be excited to have that kind of low-cost housing,
of
obviously.
Course. Almost 1004 was built for civil service at a point, right? That is now luxury, right? There was a time where government, and that's the thing that people forget, all the Latif Jakonde, the military era, there was a lot of focus on building housing, social housing, that could accommodate people, not for the rich. The government was focused on providing housing for its staff and its people.
Yeah.
And you'll find that most of those buildings now are now the luxuries that people that are supposed to be adding to that accommodation stock are not doing. Instead, they are building private housing and turning what was affordable, into luxury.
Do you think that we will ever get to a point where low-cost housing will be prioritized in Lagos? I mean, it could be prioritized in other places. For example, when I worked in the civil service back in the day, government offered us as civil servants an opportunity to pay in bits, and then they all obviously built the place, and then at some point you take ownership, and it was built in the middle of town so that people can get accommodation. Do you think that would be a thing in Lagos in the nearest future?
I believe when Lagosians put in a governor that, is accountable to them, it will happen. I mean, I remember when I was doing NYSC, the secretariat that was on Kingsway. After I finished NYSC, I looked, all of a sudden there's this high rise in this place now. The secretariat just disappeared. I wonder, how did the government manage that? Like, okay, so did you sell the government property to the private business that built that place? Did you just say, this is too prime for the peasant NYC staff So let's.
Oh, that was a quarter. That was an NYSC quarter.
No. It was not. It was just
was a local government secretary.
Right. That's where we used to go for our NYSC calls.
Yeah.
And they just moved them and then built this high rise in its place. Now the question is this: there is design and there is a thinking that says, again, it cannot just be because of profit or how something will look. It's also about fitting people in. And the people must come first. In your thinking, in your ideating, the people must come first. If a local government is close to where people are coming to and everything, leave it there, renovate it, right? All those other people, you're supposed to be servicing them anyway. Are supposed to constantly pushing it out, right? And there's another way. There's another way. It cannot just be about profit because it's at the detriment of the people.
We've got to go. It's always a pleasure to have you in the studio, obviously. Maybe next time I'll bring you. Let's talk politics. Gbadebo Rhodes Vivour is the former Labour Party governorship candidate for Lagos State, and he's now a member of the ADC here in Lagos. Thank you so much for coming into the studio. Thanks for having me. All right, Lagos, that's the show for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be talking about the future of Nigeria's democracy and what will become of our elections come 2027. I'm Maryann Okon. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, MIMIEY, or just search for me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.